What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about 3 different altcoins today. We'll be talking about ANKR, ANKR. Moving on from there, we'll be talking about CTSI for Mr. Chocolate Cookie, and then we will finish up this video with DIMO, DIMO for Washagal. We're gonna be finishing it up with that. So, without any further ado, let's get this thing started. We'll start off with ANKR Anchor. So looking at this thing on the Binance chart, it's not the most historical data that we could find, but I think it's all that we need. I really do. You know, it goes back a little bit further, but it still is coming down. So anyways, low to high here, just to get our bearings. Had a double top at the end of the cycle, right? Support on the 236 once, went up, tested the 100 level, found resistance. Not a common maneuver, but you know, bouncing off the 236 doesn't generally promote strong continuation. You'd like to get a pullback to the 382 for that, but sometimes you do get strong continuation off the 236, especially off these more macro moves, but I digress. 236, resistance twice, then you went down to your 382. Double tapped the 236. Generally speaking, with something like this, I would like almost always assume that you would go down to your 618, 69 area. Whenever you get this like double tap on your 236 like this, I would think that's your next move. Like when you break down below the 382, I would have definitely assumed that you would have gone down here, but you didn't. You didn't, and you've actually been holding rather nice. And you know, this is kind of a more macro thing. This chart has been around since 2019, but it's still a relatively new chart, right, in the grand scheme of things. So even though it's been around more than some of the new coins, right, it's still in itself a pretty new coin. So what I'm trying to say is this stuff from the last cycle's low to high might not be relevant for the current cycle's price movements, if that makes any sense. Because again, generally this look would put you down here. I don't think that you're going down here. I think you are done moving lower. I think you are getting ready to move up. Let's look at this on the weekly. Actually, before we do that, I want to take the top again to this bottom. Yeah. Went up to your 0.5. I often say that you don't tend to find significance on the 0.5, but when you do, you get significant moves, and what a significant move that was. Double bottom, triple bottom off your 069 level, previous area of resistance. Moving up now, you are above your 236. Here you are sitting at about 3 cents, just below 3 cents. I would think you're getting ready to make a move that's at 4 cents, if not above it. And truthfully, with how much you've got like this resistance here, I think that when you do break above this 382, you're going to go straight to this level here. I do want to look at this on the weekly just to get a better, like a closer look at it, right? As far as like the bottoming structure goes, this looks like an Adam and Eve. One of the more bullish bottoming patterns that you'll ever see, right? Adam, I know a lot of people talk about cup and handles and stuff like that, but man, an Adam and Eve pattern is awesome. Because why? Because I mean, it's like a double bottoming pattern. It's one of the more kind of obvious bottoming structures that you'll have if it's successful, which I do think it will be. And then if you believe in cup and handles, well, your Eve can be like a cup and handle and still break out, right? So I don't really believe in cup and handles. I've seen those things fail way too many times, but Adam and Eve patterns, man, they're very strong, definitely very strong. And I think that this is definitely an Adam and Eve. If it's hard to see, Adam is the V, Eve is the U, and they're generally double bottoming structures. This isn't quite a technical Adam and Eve, but it's still, to me, it still looks like it. Anyways, weekly RSI getting strong. You're getting into your overbought zone right now. You might see some of these stronger moves take place right now. You know, whenever you get overbought, the last time you got overbought, it was only for a week, and then you returned. Sometimes whenever you get overbought, like this time, as soon as you got overbought, it was this week. If you sold there, you would have missed the whole rally to the upside. So we could be seeing the beginning of something more stupendous for sure. And you know, you don't move just in a straight line, although it looks like you did. You had resistance here too, turbulence for a few weeks. You went up, you went down, whatever. Let's see what you're doing in the more immediate term here, top to bottom. Yeah, you're probably going up to that around that 4 cent zone, probably a little bit above it if I really had to guess. Maybe this is a more relative fib to take from that top, because that's the actual high. This is the actual low. And that would put you a little bit lower than 4 cents even, but I bet you do. You could go all the way up to the 786. I've noticed a lot of cryptos liking to go straight to their 786, so that could happen. Strong RSI though. I really do like the RSI. Daily RSI looks strong too, man. Very strong. Holding this 50 area, staying above it. Like, look at how it's just very bullish. Very, very bullish. So I think your next move is probably going to be higher. Yes, you had a bearish day here, but you had a bullish looking day here, right? It's like reverse dojis one after another. This is what you get whenever you get like indeterminate price action, whenever there's like no certainty. Generally you see stuff like this before you see like a kind of breakout, right? Whenever you get this like kind of like minimal volatility before you get the actual volatility coming in. But up is what I think. I think it's going up. And where's it going to go in the more immediate term? Probably around 4 cents. If I had to guess, maybe even a little bit past that. But yeah, 4 hour looks good, daily looks good, weekly looks good, it all looks good. So that's what I got for Anchor. If I was to assume the cycle, talking about the cycle, let's look it up here, ANKR. Almost a, let's call it 300 million. We'll just round up, $300 million market cap. If you were to see a 100x on something like this, that would give you a $30 billion market cap. Something like that for a coin that's been around for multiple cycles is possible. It's absolutely possible. And a 100x, man, that would take you, assuming nothing goes wrong and the rug doesn't get pulled under this thing, that could, I mean, 100x from 2.9 cents would be $2.94, right? So that, I mean, that makes sense. That's possible. It's absolutely possible. But let's put some fibs on here to see if there's anything that kind of comes in a little bit lower than that. 1272 at 45 cents, 1618 at 114, 1886 all the way above $2. I don't know if this thing is 100xable. Personally, I wouldn't expect it. It is possible. But I do think that you could see, you know, from the current price, you could see a 14x, 15x, maybe even a 39x, nothing to be ashamed of at all. And maybe you see higher, you know, but it's just hard whenever you're talking about $30 billion to be a 100x. It's not an unachievable amount to hit in crypto, especially for something that's been around multiple cycles, but I don't know enough about the project. It, to me, hasn't really proven anything yet. The structure does look nice, and all I can say is I do think you'll see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle, and immediately speaking, I think you're moving up to that, around that 4 cent level. So that's all I got for Anchor. Moving on from there, we're going to be talking, is it CSTI or CTSI? What is it? CTSI. I don't know if I've ever heard of CTSI. Cartesi. Oh, I have heard. I remember, yeah, BitBoy used to love Cartesi, didn't he? Oh, man. Used to, being the keyword, right? Okay, yeah, it's not horrible structure. Actually, kind of nice, actually. I wonder if we can use it on USDT. Yes, we can. Okay, cool. So, right off the bat, I do kind of like this accumulation zone. I do. Man, I remember BitBoy, back when he was BitBoy, he would talk about this thing all the time. Found support at your 618, 69 area, really hugging this golden ratio for support, man. Yeah, I like it. It does. It looks pretty decent. If we put this out in a monthly, it might be easier to see. It's kind of like a W pattern, right? You might even be in the less common, you might be in like an Eve and Adam pattern to some degree. It's kind of extended, right? It's very like long, but it can be long. I mean, maybe it's an even Eve. You know, it's 2023. There can be even Eve. There can be Adam and Adam. It's not just Adam and Eves anymore. You know, it could be an even and Eve. It could just be a classic W, but all in all, this kind of structure does look nice. I would assume that when you come back up to this high, either you break straight through it on the first attempt, or more commonly, it is the more common thing to kind of like consolidate and then break through it, right? You'll get this idea, this narrative whenever you move up here, that a move down means, oh, you're going all the way back down here to this support line, and maybe you do, but that narrative generally falls short, and what you do is you consolidate for a while, you throw people off, like, is it a good time to sell, is it a good time to buy, I don't know, and then boom, then it's like, well, if you couldn't make up your mind, it will be made for you. And if you sold, you will be put in despair. I don't know. Looking at this on the weekly, RSI looks really good. I like the RSI a lot. Maintaining levels in the bullish area of control, higher lows, higher highs. Looks like you want to reach for that overbought zone where you see some of your stronger moves take place. So, you know, the last time you were in your overbought zone was here on this week that you moved up 70%, and then you continued moving up the next week, and yes, you topped off, but touch that green line, like specifically right to the green line. That's the 123 moving average, by the way, if you want to see. It's right here, MA, not EMA, it's 123. Yeah, sometimes you see significance, sometimes you don't. And that's the thing too, guys, is I feel like There are moving averages that are respected across all boards, like maybe the 200, maybe the 20, stuff like that. But even then, not every chart conforms to the same moving averages, right? And not every time frame does. You might see significance on this time frame. You might see significance on the weekly, though that's just one iteration. It's not enough, but let's pretend like it was respected all this time. You might see it on the weekly, but on the 4 hour, on the daily, on the 1 hour, you might not see that same kind of respect on the 123. So don't be attached to moving averages. If you're watching a chart like a hawk and you've used the same moving average on another chart and it worked really well, but on this chart it's just not working as well, try moving it around. Try finding something, because every chart has its own kind of personality. But I'm digressing here. I'm just kind of giving a little bit of personal experience, personal wisdom, if you want to call it that. But just a little bit of, you don't have to be married to one moving average. So I'm pretty married to the 123 as I'm saying that. But looking at this here, looking at the daily, strong, definitely strong looking RSI. I think it wants to go up more. Let's see. What are you going to do? Top to bottom. Come on now. Yeah, you're getting ready to move up to 23 to 25 cents, somewhere in that area, if not potentially past it. I was saying that a lot of cryptos like to just blow through their 618 right around this time of year for some reason. That's not like a general rule of thumb. I just mean I've seen a lot of cryptos recently go right past their 618 and go to their 786. So it could go all the way up to 28 cents from here is what I'm trying to say. Here you are sitting at about 18 cents. Maybe it stops at 23 cents. Maybe it stops at 25. Maybe it goes all the way up to 28. Previous wick, previous area of support as well. I would think that if you had like a kind of maximum area to expect turbulence, it would be up at about 28 cents. But generally speaking, I don't look for the 786. I do look for this area to be turbulent. So watch for that. Somewhere in this kind of general area, between about 23 to 28 cents, you probably will find resistance, but you're cool enough on your weekly RSI. You can definitely get overbought and see some strength. I bet you would get deeper into your overbought zone than you did last time, right? This was just a quick little fakey poo. You're going to get the real deal this time, and you might even consolidate before you like break out to new highs. So that's what I got on the weekly. Daily looks good, just more of the same. I think it's going to go up. 4 hour neutral, rather neutral, but I bet you go up. I do bet you go up, just based on the daily and the weekly. So that's all I got for CTSI. Been a while since I've heard about this one, man. Can it go to new all-time highs? Let's see. What happened to CTSI? Like, why isn't it talked about anymore? 138 million. So what, it was worth like $1 billion at its top, right? Somewhere around there. Probably found $1 billion market cap resistance. So something like this, you could see it grow to new all-time highs in the tens of billions in market cap. Here you are at 18 cents, 380, $10, totally possible by the end of this cycle. Totally possible, because $10 this level, I think that wouldn't even be 10 billion. Maybe it would be right around 10 billion. If it's over, it's still right around $10 billion. So yeah, I like it. I like it, man. I do like it a lot. Let's see. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, because if it's this at $10, it wouldn't be 10 billion yet. So, but at 1068, it might be. Anyways, yeah, up. Look at that. Holding resistance at your 236. Next level up is at your 382. All the way up at 28 cents, man. Where that 786 is, you might go there. You really, previous resistance, previous support, you really might see just above 28 cents. And again, with these 382s, it's very common to actually, you can find resistance right at it, sure, but it's very common to like wick a little bit above it. So if you go above 28 cents, don't get bullish FOMO, like oh it went higher than he said it would. It's gonna just go straight to the moon. No, I mean maybe, but probably after a move like that, you will see some kind of correction, right? But that's all I got for CTSI. So moving on from there, we're going to finish this bad boy up with DIMO, D-I-M-O. Okay. All right. So Coinbase it is. Classic behavior, man. When you get listed on Coinbase, one of the biggest exchanges in the world, you drop, right? You drop a lot. And now you're seeing some positive reactions afterwards, actually. Really nice to see. Strong looking daily RSI. You've been overbought for quite a while, man. Stuff like this can just be completely untamed and just continue to grow. You probably are overdue for some kind of correction. I don't know if I'd buy here. With that being said, like, watch this thing go above 90 cents. Here you are sitting at 57 cents. But also, it's very possible that it could drop down to 30 cents from here, which is why I personally wouldn't be buying here. But, man, I might have to sneeze. Nope. Oh, but that ooh, it's getting me. Very overbought RSI. It's not, oh, I guess it is, man. Yeah, you're in like the 90s. Very overbought. I don't know if I would buy here, man. I don't know if I would buy here, personally. 4 hour kind of got a double top on it. Lower lows but higher lows could be bullish continuation. Maybe you get like another like kind of like double top here in the price, and you get that bearish divergence in your RSI, maybe. I think it's found a relative top. I really do. Probably found a relative top. Let's see, top to bottom here. Right at your 1414. Probably pull back to 32 cents. Look at that, man. Yep. Right around, man, look at, that's beautiful, right? Like 382 and your 886 right there. After a powerful move, it's very common to find support on your 382. After seeing regular extensions between your 1272 and your 1618, it's very common to find support on your 886, and both of those levels literally line up right there at about 32.5 cents. Little bit below, a little bit above, whatever, but somewhere around there. So again, with the 382, don't be surprised if you wick a little bit below it. It's okay. Doesn't mean that it's going to zero if it does. But I think you will see prices below 33 cents. Much below 30 cents I wouldn't expect, but I mean, sure, you could go to your 786 at 27 cents. That's okay. You know, you could go lower than that and it's okay, but after this immense growth that's kind of been untamed, I would think you see some kind of a pullback. So that's my assumption on DIMO. I don't feel like I need to really go into it too much. I think that it's overdue for a bit of a drop, so it's probably going to come sooner or later. Watch an exchange list it like over the next couple days. Maybe it continues to go up a little bit, and then once Binance lists it, or a new exchange, a new top tier exchange lists it, that's when it goes down. Or watch no exchange list it and it still drops, but I do think it's going to go down. So that's all I got for you guys. If I had to pick a winner between these three, I'd probably say ANKR. ANKR to me looks the best. Cartesi might do the best in the shortest amount of time, but like when I say shortest amount of time, like maybe in the next month it might do the best. I don't know. I would say ANKR if I had to choose a winner, but yeah, that's all I got. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. In the immediate term, the loser is definitely DIMO, but I mean it's been the winner. It's been doing phenomenal, but you can only get this kind of unsustainable growth for so long, man. You're gonna have to see some kind of recoil. You know, people who bought here after all this phenomenal growth, they're in decent profits now. People might take profits, and then as this drops, people feel the money sliding away. They're going to want to sell more because they think it's going to go all the way back, and then it really doesn't. It actually holds this level pretty well and then goes up, blah, blah, blah. That's all I got for you guys. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.